Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Getting everything situated. Give me a thumbs up if you can hit me in the chat box. Let me get that thumbs up. Let me get that thumbs up if you hear me out there clear. And we can ride on. We can ride on with episode 7 of Questions with Coach. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate it. So we got our mandatory 10. Let's get rolling. In that like swimwear, that's what I'm talking about. Like Vod say, we back like bra straps. That's what it is. What's up, Andrew? What's up, Raven? Carlo, Dre. I still ain't forgot that butt whooping you put on me, Dre. Jay Will, Thomas, Miles. All right, let's get right to these questions and let's get right into it. So let me pull up this first question real quick. And I had it pulled up. Matter of fact, let me do it over here, so we don't mess nothing up. I guess I closed it. Give me 1 second to pull it back up. What's good on this beautiful Wednesday? Still stuck in the house, but it's all good. I have you guys to help me pass the time, and you have me to help pass the time, and we can talk about a little football. Draft coming up soon. It's going to be probably the biggest draft ever watched because nothing else is on TV to watch. And I mean nothing else on TV is to watch. Oh, we got a super chat already. Like father, like son. I appreciate it. Coach, do you have a favorite NFC team? If so, who? The Saints. The Saints is my favorite NFC team. New Orleans was about 2 hours from my hometown, so I've been to more Saints game than in any NFL team. So the Saints would be my closest home area team other than the Ravens. But I've been a Ravens fan for a long time. Long time. So that answers that question. But I appreciate you for tuning in, and let's dive into these questions so we can get to the chat box, because the chat box is where it's at when these questions done. And again, I appreciate you guys being here. If you can, before we get started, hit that like video. Oh yeah, Ing Raven, I enjoyed that backyard video. I did. I really did. That was, I had been wanting to do it, so I finally got the gall to go live with my phone. And I got a little stand, and I put it in the backyard, sat it on a table. And you can kind of see us working out the kinks before it started if you caught the very beginning. But that's my little chill spot. And so I'm going to, the next time I go out there, I'm going to have my little table set up where I can sit down and talk and chit-chat, and I ain't got to swing back and forth. But I really enjoyed that out there. Let's get into these questions. I got 9 questions that were dropped in the community tab. And I'm going to start with Thomas Morgan's question. Thomas' question was, there was a presser about the Ravens scouting of small schools and HBCU players. Are there any small school or HBCU players that stand out to you in this year's draft? Now, to answer that question, Thomas, that's a tough one, because without having the pro days and wasn't very many of them at the combine. It's the only guy, just from watching. I saw a lot of HBCU football this year, not a lot of small school football, but Prairie View has a guy that's Tariq Cohen-like. I don't know if he's coming out or if he's a sophomore. I don't know. His name is Devontae something. But Prairie View has a guy that's like Tariq Cohen. And if you don't know, Tariq Cohen came from HBCU at North Carolina A&T. FAMU is the team I saw the most this year, being here in Tallahassee. They have a quarterback that broke a lot of FAMU records. He ran a 4.5 at his mock pro day or whatever. He's decent. I don't know if he's NFL caliber, but he's a decent QB, and I just can't answer because I didn't see enough of him. Sorry, I can't give you a definite answer on that. But like Grambling a couple of years ago, Grambling had some D1 guys that dropped down, and they had a ton of talent on the team that won the Celebration Bowl that year. They had a tall receiver, they had a good running back, they had a quarterback that had played at Ole Miss. So they, a lot of times when you get good HBCU guys, they drop down from the D1 level. Not all the time, a lot of time. They drop down from the D1 level, and then they come out and just sort of dominate the HBCU or the small school area. All right, let's go to question number 2. Question number 2 is from Bruno. He says 2 in a row, and I think Bruno has another question down here. That's why he said that. With our D-line being up in age, would you pull the trigger on trading up for a stud like Derrick Brown and Javon Kinlaw if they were able to slide to the 12 to 20 range? Derrick Brown is a top 5 prospect and shouldn't slide this far, but would you do it? As always, I appreciate your comment, and I appreciate your support too, Bruno. You're always here. You come through with it, and you constantly here every time we go live or do something. You support, and I appreciate you, man. D-line wise for us, we have Calais Campbell, we have Big Mac, we have Wolf, we have Brandon Williams, and we got 2 more guys that their names are slipping my mind. So I think our depth at D-line is good. I don't want to give up draft collateral for a D-lineman. And I don't want, because we haven't really given Mac a shot yet. And I don't know if it's because, but I want to give Mac a shot first. I want to give Mac a shot before we give up draft collateral and bring in somebody else. And what if both of them don't turn out? Then we done kind of, gave up that collateral for somebody that's not going to work out. Let's give Mac a shot first. And then if it don't work out, then we need to, next year's draft, D-line probably be one of the top priorities. All right. Next question. Move down on my slide. It's from Edward Dario Mo. I think that's how you say it. Dario Moore. Does Lamar's non-QB face mask inhibit his ability to see the entire field? Now, if you can see that on the screen, let me see. Can you see that on the screen? If you can see that on the screen, okay, you got the face mask up there. I don't see much difference in those face masks. I really don't see a huge difference. And if I could blow it up, I would. But there's not a lot of difference to those 2 face masks. So I don't think the line right here may be a little different, maybe a little narrower, because out here Mahomes don't have that line. Mahomes is on the side of his helmet, so maybe that's what he's talking about. I still don't think, I don't think that prohibits him from seeing down the field, but I think it helps him out because he runs the ball so much. It gives him more support. Guys can't stick their hand in there and rake his eyes, because a lot of stuff go on there at the bottom of the pile. So you just don't necessarily want a guy that's going to be running a lot to be at the bottom of a pile and guys stick their hand in there and poke him in the eye and all that other kind of stuff. Because it does play a factor. But I do see the difference now. Mahomes don't have a bar right here. These 2 bars that he have them right around his mouth area, but they don't have them around his eyes, and Lamar does. So I do see it now. But I think it's there for safety reasons, because, like, again, you don't want him to be on the bottom of a pile and guys just trying to stick his hands in there and poke his eyes or rake his face or anything to mess up his vision. All right. Moving on to the next question. From my boy, Godson. Godson says, Coach, what do you think about if we draft KJ Hamler in the 3rd or late 2nd? Him and Hollywood would be crazy, plus Boykin. KJ Hamler does one thing really, really well, Godson. He do one thing really, really well. That's run. That's it. He don't run great routes. He just fast. Fast. That's what KJ Hamler's fast. Now, with that being said, if you can get him the ball in space without him having to try to run some kind of fancy route or beat a good corner to get open, he's freaking deadly. If you can get him in space. His top end speed is top tier. Especially if you go back and watch some tape on him. He gets from 0 to 60 pretty quick, but he stays at 60 a while. If you let him get them legs turning in those long strides, you won't catch him. But I don't think he runs great routes. His hands are iffy. But just from watching this tape and trying to do some film on the one game I had on Penn State, it was boom or bust for him. And then one time I remember he had to block and he kind of turned it down for somebody. No, not block. He was going for a ball and the safety came over and he didn't go for the ball. He kind of shied away from it. The safety picked it. The safety wasn't even there to like hit him. The safety wasn't coming to hit him. The safety was playing the ball and he shied away from it like alligator armed it. But so that's what I think about Hamler. But he is fast. He's extremely fast. All right, moving on to the next question. From Oz Raven Andy. With the top 3 wide receivers projected to go by pick 15 in the draft, can you see the Ravens trading up to acquire one of these players? And if so, who could we trade with? The top 3 receivers. So I think everybody's on the same page with the top 3 receivers. That's why is his name? CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, and Ruggs. Some people don't put Ruggs with there, but I do. CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, Ruggs. So I don't think we need to give up draft collateral for a receiver. Cause like Godson just mentioned, later on you third round on and you get somebody like Boykin. I mean not Boykin, somebody like Hamler. But then you got Mims sitting out there. You got T. Higgins sitting out there. You got Jefferson out there. You got Lynn Bowden. You got Ayuk. You got Denzel Mims. You get it's a ton of receivers out there. You shouldn't have to trade up to get a receiver unless you just hurting at the receiver position. And I don't think we hurting at the receiver position because of the tight ends we got. Now we need a receiver. Don't get that wrong. Don't get me wrong that we need a receiver. But we ain't hurting for a receiver. That makes sense to you. Alright, that's Oz Ravens Andy. That's his question. Alright, moving on to the next one. And I've been getting a lot of questions about this guy lately. From Lex Get It. What up, coach? Have you heard or seen film on the inside linebacker from Wyoming, Logan Wilson, aka Mr. Production? Yes, I have seen film on Logan Wilson. Yes, I did a little study on Logan Wilson. And the kid can ball. He can ball. He tore his league up. He did. He was a finalist for the Bednarik. He tore his league up. I think it's the Bednarik. What's the best linebacker award? Is that Bednarik? If I'm wrong, correct me in the chat box. But he was a semifinalist, not a finalist. He was a semifinalist. The boy can ball. And he was not in my top 9 at 9 for linebackers. But as I told somebody the other day, he was number 10 or number 11. He was 10 or he just missed my top 9 at 9. The kid can play. He has the right combination of being able to cover, instincts, and he's enough of a thumper to be a good linebacker in the NFL. I think he's gonna start off on somebody's special teams and he's gonna blow it out the water. Then in year 2, maybe year 3, he'll be a good inside linebacker for some team. And by that time, he'll probably be on his second contract, and it won't be super expensive, and he'll ball out. He'll ball out. Because I don't think he's gonna be a first rounder. He may be so late that he only get like a 2 or 3 year rookie deal, and so by the time he hit that 3rd year, he's gonna be playing for a contract, and he gonna get it. He's gonna get it. I'm kind of that high on Logan because of his instincts. The negatives as to why he didn't make my top 9. The quality of competition. That's the quality of competition. That's why he's not in my top 9. He did good in his league, but the quality Buckets Award. Thank you, Andrew. Buckets Award. His quality competition, and y'all know I value SEC play. If you're a defensive guy, well, you're here now, Bruno. You're here now. Sorry about that. If there was some confusion, sorry about that. But you're here now. But y'all know I value SEC play. And if it's a defensive player, my value as far as the conference they play in is SEC, Big 12. Then I'm kind of iffy with ACC and not Big 12. I'm sorry, I said that. Please excuse that Freudian slip. I meant SEC, Big 10. Then you got like a tie between Big 12 and ACC as far as defense, with the exception of Clemson. Clemson played defense, exception of Clemson. And so with him playing in the conference he played in, that's kind of why he didn't make that top 9 at 9. But he's a good player. I think he's gonna be a good pro. Especially, I think he's gonna kill special teams. And if he never makes it to be like a starter at inside linebacker, he'll have maybe a good 7-8 year career as a great special teamer, because he's a lot of hustle, a lot of effort, a lot of energy. All right. Next question from Jay Will. What are your thoughts on the receiver Omar Bayless from Arkansas State? And so when I saw this question, and I saw this guy, this name popped up over and over, and I was like, I know this name from somewhere, but I just couldn't put where I knew it from. So when I went and did the little research so I can answer his question, I saw where he was from. I know you can't really see it because I'm in front of it. He's from Laurel, Mississippi. He's 6'3", 207 from Laurel, Mississippi. And so my last year in my hometown of Natchez, Mississippi, he was a senior on a team, and they had 4 receivers that were like all 6'1", 6'2", and above. This was one of the kids on the team that was giving us the business. I didn't know where he went to college, and so I think he's a 5th-year senior. So it's been about 5 or so years since I left, and this where he is. But look at the stat line. I know you can see the stat line under my picture. 93 catches for 1,653 yards, 17 TDs, and 17.8 yards per catch. He did not run a good 40 at the combine. I remember watching this combine and giving a ooh look when he ran that 40. But he's a big body. I don't think he's athletic as Mims, but he definitely, the production number, you can't deny it. His production, you cannot, 93 catches for 1,600 yards, and you just can't deny that production. So he at least should get an opportunity to, I don't know if he's going to get drafted, but he definitely should get an opportunity to make somebody's squad and to prove that he belongs in the NFL. Can he do it? I don't know. But you cannot throw away 93 catches in college football. You just can't throw that away. So it's crazy. Next question. Bruno again. Let's see what Bruno got. All right. Bruno says, how did you compare Delpit and the Joker? I'm seeing some similarities. What do you think? They are similar players. I can't really give you a definite comparison because I would have to compare Joker at Texas versus versus Delpit at LSU. So if I'm going to do that, Delpit at LSU is way better than Joker at Texas. And it's kind of hard to compare both of them because one's a pro and the other one is about to be a pro. And they're, it's just different. But I think if I'm comparing their last years in college, Delpit is, I don't want to say way better. Delpit's better. Delpit's better. Now, if we drafted Delpit, would he probably start over Joker? I doubt it, because it's a difference in age and knowing the speed of the game and things like that. But if I'm comparing Joker at Texas versus Delpit at LSU, Delpit's range he has more range. Joker's probably more physical. Joker in college is probably more physical, but Delpit is not scared to play around that box and get in there and attempt to make tackles and take on blockers and all that type of stuff. And if you don't believe me, go watch the film I did on Delpit. He played a lot around the box, and that's why a lot of people talk about he missed a lot of tackles, but they had him playing like a hybrid safety where he would like be in the box a lot. He's not playing that in the NFL. He'll be a straight free safety. He's not big enough to be a hybrid safety in the NFL yet. He's going to be a straight free safety, roam from side to sideline in cover 1, having deep thirds in cover 3, and running the alley on like jet sweeps or stretch plays like that. So with that being said, I think he's the best free safety in the draft. I think McKinney is the best strong safety in the draft. I think they play two different positions. All right. Move on to the next one. Oh, this might be it's the last one. Last one. Last question. From Thomas Morgan. Are there any tight ends in the draft you like? Bam. This guy right here. The only one I like. And it's probably the only one because only one I've really looked at hard and gave a look at. The only one I like. That is Moss. What up, Devin? There he is. That's his production, and not just his production with his hands, but LSU ran a play where he was at like a wing and he would fold in and take on linebackers as like the lead blocker. It's like some kind of ISO type play. And he ain't the thickest. He ain't the strongest. As you can see when I did the Derrick Brown and Marlon Davidson video, I think Marlon just crushed him on an outside play. But he's heady. He got good hands. He's fast enough. And he's tough enough. That's what I like about him. Now, are there other guys out there? Probably. I just hadn't put in a lot of time to get them or to think about them. But those are the 9 questions I have for this week. I appreciate it. We're not going nowhere. I just want to say I appreciate you guys for submitting questions. And when I drop it next week, I think I'm going to get me an email, a Sip to Tally email. I think that's what I'm going to do. So you can start sending questions there. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm looking into setting that up tonight in the morning. And then once I get it out and get it rolling, I'll get that out to you guys. Kai Phrase, keep up the content coming, bro. I love you from the big UK. Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Now, what I'm going to do now, if you look in the in the description, I got the phone lines in there. The phone lines are lit. So while I'm going through the chat box, if somebody want to call in, we can run that and go from there. And make sure I got this on right. Yeah, it's on. Phone lines are lit. Let me go through the chat box and see what y'all talking about. Ing Raven and Dre playing in Madden. Hey, I want to see that. Ing Raven, if you and Dre play, I want to see it. I want to know what's going on. What's good, Coach? What's a good pick for the Packers in this draft at 30? The Packers need a linebacker too. Luis. The Packers, I think if I'm the Packers, I go linebacker because you got 2 good edge guys. You got Darius Smith from the Ravens last year. You got the other Smith, so they're on the edge, wreaking havoc. You need somebody in the middle to kind of work with those 2 guys on the edge because they shut the edge down. So you need to get strong up the middle so you can try to stop the run when people decide to do it. And you guys play in the NFC North, which is for the most part run heavy, especially with Chicago and Minnesota. You need to stop the run. You can't let Minnesota be able to play action pass off of Dalvin Cook. You can't let Trubisky get comfortable handing the ball off. You got to make Trubisky throw the ball. And who else is in that division? Green Bay, Chicago, or Detroit. And I don't know what to say about Detroit other than they're probably going to be stronger defensively because of the coach they got. He's a defensive-minded coach. So Detroit's probably going to be better defensively. But offensively, if what's that? Detroit's quarterback with the good arm. I forget his name. Matt Stafford. If he doesn't come back healthy, you guys should be good when it comes to Detroit. All right. Moving on. What makes you think the Ravens offense doesn't skip a big beat without Yonder? I never said that. Chaz McCain. I think, and Chaz must be new. Because he don't know who I want the Ravens to take with that first pick and why. Chaz got to be new. He got to be. Everybody knows. Matter of fact, I ain't going to even say it. Put in the chat box who Coach always say we should pick first in this draft. If you've been following me, everybody knows who I want to be the number 1 pick. So I'm not going to go to the next question until I see it in the chat box. Tell Chaz who I like for us to be the number 1 pick. I'm going to sit here stiff. Until I see it. I guess I can read some of these comments while I'm waiting on that. Oh, we got a caller. Got my dog on the line. Godson. What up, G?
What's up with you, coach?
I don't know. What's no good?
Hey, man, I was just calling to check in with you. Hey, you said, will you hold Winfield that thing as far as the safety?
I think he's the second strong safety behind McKinney.
Okay.
He ain't far off. He up there. And I've been looking for film on him so I can do a video on him. It's hard to get it for them teams up there. Hard.
Yeah, I agree. But that boy nice, man.
Yeah, and he bring that thunder too.
Say it again.
He brings that thunder too.
Oh, he do. They say his father used to play in the pros for real, but I don't know his father.
Yeah, I think he played for the Vikings. A while ago.
Right.
What you think we ought to do with pick 28?
Say it again.
What you think we ought to do with pick number 28?
I'm gonna be honest with you. For pick 28, I think we need to find any way possible to trade up to get Judy, man. And hear me out when I say this.
Okay.
We might not get OTAs, right?
Right.
So if we don't get OTAs, that's gonna take away some of the time.
Mm-hmm.
If him and Lamar been playing football since like high school together, and they like best friends, they got a chemistry already. So if we gonna trade let's say we trade next year's second and a third this year to move up 11 spots, it's worth it.
So let me ask you this. So you're saying trade pick 28, a second next year, and a third this year?
Yep.
That's a lot.
Yep.
That's a lot of collateral.
But hear me out. At worst, Judy gonna be Stephon Diggs at worst.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
What you saying?
I can agree with that.
So if that's at worst, that'll be a number one for us. We ain't never had a Stephon Diggs type wide receiver. So if they got the chemistry and they've already working out, we see the videos where they out on the field getting it in. Man, that would work to our advantage. And that boy route running, that boy's a monster with the route running. You and Fox broke that down, man.
Yeah,
Second person next to him is Van Jackson. Yeah,
him and Van got some great feet, and they ain't the fastest, but I think them not being extremely fast helps them out. Cause they focus more on route running. Yep. They can't rely on straight speed.
Ocho Cinco for real.
Exactly.
Remember Ocho feet?
Yeah, impeccable.
Yeah, so. And yeah. And low key kind of put me in the mind of what's the kid that we wanted a few years ago? Really?
Yeah.
Not the younger brother that played at Georgia, but the one that played at Bama.
Calvin.
Is that Calvin?
Is it Calvin?
Yeah.
Yes, Calvin. And Riley played at Georgia. Riley really played at Georgia. Calvin. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, him and Calvin. So bare minimum. Even though I don't think Calvin get a lot of opportunities, to be honest with you. Even though he did decent. What was that year when it was last year when Lamar was because he played for the Chargers, right?
No, he played for the Falcons. The older brother.
I thought the baby brother played for. All right.
One of them. I just know one of them played with him. One of them.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I'll make that trade. Who you like at pick 28?
Man, I know you ain't asking me this question.
Christian Barry.
Yes.
At 28.
Now, hear me out. Hear me out. You listening?
I'm listening.
If we cannot run the ball, it affects the entire team, offensively and defensively. Because if we cannot run the ball, we're constantly running the defense out there. They're going to get tired and eventually give up plays. Priority number one to me, and I think DaCosta kind of hinted at it yesterday in that press conference, is O-line. Because he talked about replacing Yonder was priority 1 or 2 for them.
But let me ask you a question.
I don't think he's gonna be there when we get our second pick. I just don't.
What is he? Is he a center or a guard in your book?
He both. If you watch the video I did, they had him at guard too in the Senior Bowl, and he was kicking butt there too. So he plays senior and guard. And the good thing about him is he's not your traditional senior. I mean, not senior, traditional center with them short arms. His arms just as long as them good defensive players. That's why I feel like he's different. Because he ain't got them short, stubby arms where like centers get pressed out and moved by good defensive linemen. His arms just as long as theirs, and they can't get in there and press him out and move him like they do a lot of centers.
Well, look, I wouldn't be against it, but man, I'm tired of picking offensive linemen. Don't get me wrong. I feel like when you got a Lamar Jackson, and I know the best thing to do is protect your future investment.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure if Lamar is injured, our season is done.
Right.
Flat out. But I mean, he can create. Like, come on, we had a center that I ain't never heard of, went undrafted. And he came and did his thing.
He did.
What's his name? Makari?
He did. No doubt he did.
He did his thing. So I just feel like we kind of plugged. And then we got what's his name? Ben
Powers.
Drafting him last
Powers.
Ben Powers.
Yep.
Yeah, we got Ben Powers, man. I don't know. I just want something flashy.
Yep.
I want a big pick. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't be mad if we went running back. I know you said no to running back.
Mm-hmm. If we went running back first round, it better be Swift.
Oh my goodness, that boy is special, man.
Yeah.
So I just called in to show some love, man.
I appreciate it, man.
You know, I'm always support.
I sure appreciate it. You being safe out there?
Oh, definitely, man. I'm staying my black self in the house, man.
I'm going out just for necessities.
I don't want to get my daughter sick.
Right. I don't blame you at all. But we going through this deep freezer, though. That's a good thing. Finally getting to clean it out.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, man.
Man, whatever you do on the draft, man, I'll be right there in the inbox, man. So hopefully you link up with Box, man.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
You know, so
I think that's where I'm leaning to.
Yeah, that's a good look right there. I like when y'all two get together. And Vox, I know Dallas going to draft Hendog, his boy Hendog. So, yeah, we'll let us see that.
All right, guys. So I appreciate you, dog.
All right, man.
Be easy.
Cool.
All right, that was Godson, who always come in, have a good phone call, show support. I had another call on the line, but I guess Godson was too long-winded for him. So if you feel like it, call back. The number's still lit. We probably going for another 10 minutes or so. Let me just get back in this chat box. I see it's a little debate going on about Shenault. So Dre likes Shenault, and who don't like Shenault. Who said he basic? Where is it? Shenault. Carlo says Shenault is a basic wide receiver. Let me tell you about Shenault. Shenault is good at jump balls, and he's a running back if you get him in space. If you find clips, whether it be sideline view, all 22, all 44, all 20,000 stands of him running routes, like for real routes, like contested routes, please let me see it. Because I didn't see it. I was doing Shenault, and I had some clips, and the clips came out real choppy, so I didn't want to give them to y'all. So I just, in turn, basically put my phone on me and talked about, how I felt about Shenault. And he's an athlete. He needs to be drafted as ATH. That's what he is. He ain't a straight receiver. He's not a straight running back. Him and Lynn Bowden should be on a separate list. Athlete. That's because that's what they are. I'm gonna tell you why. Debo Samuels is why. Debo has changed, has made a space in the NFL for the athlete, the versatile guy. Because Debo didn't run great routes, even though he was in my top 9 and 9 last year. He didn't run great routes, but once he got that ball in his hand, he was an animal. And that proved to be the same case in NFL this year. Get Debo the ball, whether it be by screen, quick slant, jet sweep, bubble, and let him do his thing. Let him do his thing. And that's what Chenault's going to have to find a team to let him do that. Going to have to find a team to let him just, I don't want to call him gadget, but just getting the ball in non-traditional ways. Because he's not just going to go out there and run routes and beat people. Now, if he get on a team that got a for real number one, he can work in the slot and do stuff like that. Yeah, he can do that. But I don't think he'll ever be like a number one. He's going to be a complimentary guy to somebody, and kind of like Debo was. Debo was complimentary to Sanders. Sanders would do all like the real route running and get down the field and do stuff like that. Debo would get you on underneath routes. So it's like if Sanders ran a nice post, Debo might be the one coming from the other side on the shallow route to get the little dump off, like a little 4-yard dump off, and then turn it into 16 yards. That's Debo, Bowden, and Chenault. Those three guys are going to do that type of thing in the NFL for a while. There's going to be more guys coming up that can do that. They like a jack of all trades, a master of none. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. It's versatility. It's versatility. And people know if you're versatile in the NFL, you can stay a while. You can stay a while. You either got to be elite at one thing or versatile at a bunch of things to stay in the NFL. That's the name of that game. Can't be an average running back and just a running back. Can't be an average wide receiver and just a receiver. Can't be an average linebacker and only play linebacker. You got to be a jack of all trades. Look at Pat Ricard. Pat Ricard was a D lineman, average fullback, but we love him because he gets in and does so many different things for us on the Ravens. Be versatile. Be versatile. Let's see what else we got going in the chat box. What type of receivers are the Ravens looking for from Joseph Sandberg? It got to be fast because we don't need no big-bodied possession guys. He got to be able to burn. So I'm looking at, and when I say burn, I mean burn on routes too. We ain't looking for a possession. We got possession receivers. We got Andrews. We got Snead. We got I got to say Boyle, possession receiver now, and we got Boykin. We need another speed guy to go out there with Hollywood. We need a guy that if they play man with no safety, Lamar can just put some air on that thing and he can run away from a DB. That's what we need. And I don't care if he's 6'3", I don't care if he's 5'8", I don't care if he's 6'6". He got to be able to run. Got to be able to run. Because we got possession guys. We got possession guys. And we're going to get our number one receivers finally going to be healthy this year. Hollywood. Hollywood played all year on that messed up foot. So, keep in mind, we basically going to get a brand new Hollywood. And he still had a productive rookie year, for as I'm concerned. We're going to get a new Hollywood. Let's see what else we got. Great chance Ingram and Gus will be gone next season. It is. And I think me and Dre might have talked about this earlier in another format somewhere that we may not have either one of those running backs. And so we might need to try to get a guy in the fold. But I'm going to tell you like this, Dre. With that being said, I'm going to give you a guy to look for. Go look up his tape. I coached him in high school. Go look up Kylan Hill, Dre. Kylan Hill. Matter of fact, I'm going to type his name in the chat box. If I can get to it without messing it up. Hold on, let's see. Look up this kid. I coached him his sophomore and junior year before I moved to Florida. Check him out. Matter of fact, Dre, his sophomore and I think maybe junior highlights are on my page somewhere. They're way down there, but they're on my page somewhere. And he's at Mississippi State now. Go check that dude out. Let's see what else we're talking about. Besides Cushenberry at 28, who would you want? I would take I'd take Queen if he's there. I'd take Mims if he's there. And if any one of those top wide receivers fall, like if Jefferson fell, I'd take Jefferson. Now, I will say this. The next video I'm going to do, a lot of people have been asking me for, is going to be Zach Bond. So after I do this video, Zach Bond may be in that count too. Zach Bond may be one of the guys I throw out there for pick 28 after I do this video. But I got to do the video first, see the pros and the cons, and go from there. Oh, we got another super chat. Let's see who we're rocking with. Carlo with the 5 spot. I appreciate you, dog. I appreciate you. He says, Coach, what about picking Willie Gay, then make him play middle linebacker as well? He's fast, versatile. Oh, yeah, I'm all in with Willie Gay. I just don't think we should do it round 1. I'm all in Willie Gay. All in. He's bigger and faster than Queen and Murray. And he's more of a thumper than Murray. He probably just as good of a thumper as Queen. And the only thing that's holding him back from being a top or not the top lineman is his off the field stuff. The only thing that's holding him back from being probably the best linebacker in this draft is his off the field issues, which made him not play a lot of games. The 2 games you need to go look at for Willie Gay to make you a believer. Last year versus Alabama. So this is what, 1920? So 2018 versus Alabama, and the bowl game versus Louisville when he finally was in shape. Kid can get it. He can get it. He can get it. He can get it. Let's see what we at time wise. All right, we got 5 more minutes. Let's see where we at. But I appreciate the super chat, Carlo. Carlo always come through. I mean, guys like that, I really do appreciate you guys, man. I do. Just don't know how much I do. See, look at my brother Reggie Corbin from Illinois. Hey, put that in the when I drop the link for next week. Put his name and his school in the questions, and I'll go look him up. Then I have my analysis of what I think about him. I can give you that, Dre. Let's do it like that. 19-20, man, not 1920. Come on, Dre. I'm trying to be funny. 19-20, not 1920. Come on. The recession's over. Let's see what kind of question we got before we get up out of here. Because I know I skipped a lot. Check out Willie Gay. Yeah. Got that. Got that one. Van Jefferson. I really like Van Jefferson route running. Me too. CeeDee Lamb will fall to us. Dre. If CeeDee Lamb fall to us, without us trading up, I would cash app you $25. Write it down. Mark it. Screenshot it. Screen record it. If CeeDee Lamb falls to us without a trade up, I'll cash app you $25. Oh, we got another super chat from Jared Green. Colin here is a beast. Check out Pete Guerrero. I will do. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and put this over here on the other side so I can do it when we shut this down. Because I will forget. That's why I tell you how to put them questions out there. That way we can pick it up. So I'm shutting the phone line down because I don't want nobody to call in at the last minute. So that's shut down. Alright. See what we had. Last few questions. Start from the bottom. Yeah, crazy stuff do happen in draft, Dre. All the time. I appreciate you, Carlo, again. We got to support each other any way we can. Flock family. Most def. Ravens flock is one big family. Let's see. Joshua Abrams says, what's up, coach? You know the kid Kyle Doug. I think he's talking about Kyle Duggar. I know of him. Him and Chin are 2 guys I got to go do some research on. I think the other guy is Jeremy Chin. I got to do some research on both of them. I've been hearing a lot of good things about them. I don't know much about them. But those 2 guys, plus who's Dre's stepbrother, Reggie Corbin, and Pete Guerrero. I think that's not Guerrero. Gutierrez. I said that wrong. I've been saying it wrong the whole time. No, I said it right. Pete G. That's what we're going to put. Pete G. Him. But yeah, that's what we're going to look at. Pete the Jet. Okay, there it is right there. So I got the name and I looked that up. All right. So this is what we're going to do. It is, what time is it? It is 8:49 Eastern Standard Time. So we all know Sonny and Joe Nubo coming up at 9. And I think they're doing a mock draft, which I'm going to do mine right before the draft. So I think if the draft starts on Thursday, my question with Coach the night before would be my mock draft. So that's how I'm gonna do that. And if it starts on Wednesday, I'll do it the week before. So it'll be, if the draft starts the Wednesday of that week, that means my mock draft will be next week. But this is what you do. Take a minute, go use the bathroom, get you some purple Kool-Aid, and come right back to YouTube. Get ready for Sonny and Joe Newbo's show. Go support them, show them love. And when you get there, I need all y'all that's here that's gonna go over there to put in the chat box, Coach sent me. Put it in the chat box, Coach sent me. Everybody that's leaving here and going to Sonny and Joe Newbo's show, put it in the chat box, Coach sent me. So we got to all show love to all the Ravens YouTubers out there, because there ain't very many of us. And I think we do a good job with the small lit community that we got, because we all work together. We don't fight each other. All the Ravens guys that I know, we all work together. We in a group chat together. We kind of work off each other. I know some different teams that got guys competing for straws. And we all do something different. Ing Raven gonna talk you, and he got a great personality. He can talk about anything. Sonny has a unique analytic personality. Joe comes at you with the real live straight fandom, and I'm coming at you with the film. Then Fred and Scott at Birdland BS, they just on a whole different level with basically their sports talk radio type show. But that's where we at. And let's see what's at the bottom of this chat box. And that might be it for us tonight. Let me see. I don't want to leave nothing out. All right. We were fighting. Hey, I got better, Dre. With the stuff you showed me and whatnot, I done got better. Yeah, I got better. I'm going to leave it at that. But again, I appreciate you guys coming out. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. This is Coach Evans from Sip the Talent Films, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace.